today I'm going to talk about all the things that I've learned as a self-employed artist so far, and I'm going to do it while I paint this cute little painting of some berries. If you don't know already and you're new to this channel, I do an art review once a week, Thursdays at 4 p.m. And if you'd like to participate, I would love for you to. There's a link in the description below to a Facebook group, and all you've got to do is post your favorite artwork, try to include the artist's name and possibly the title if you can. I'd like to give as much credit as I can to the artist when I review it. Number one is use Google Calendar or something like it to log all of your hours. I find this is super helpful in helping me price my work correctly and also knowing if I am spending too much time on something and not knowing why it's taking so long. Because you always start out a project thinking like, oh yeah, that'll only take like a couple hours, no big deal. But it always turns into more. It always turns into emails and revisions and whatever. And knowing how you've done in past projects that are similar can really help you come up with a good price point. I also find that it's just kind of fun, and it's just kind of nice to see like, all right, like I can get a solid 4 hours in at a time without a break, or I can, whatever. And it can help you plan your day. Like the day before, I like to look at my Google Calendar and see what I've got going on. And then just kind of plan, everything. Like I like to plan, when am I going to go exercise? When am I going to go let the dogs out? When am I going to, do all these things so that I make sure I'm living a good life that isn't completely centered around my business. Number two is keep track of all your expenses in a spreadsheet. Don't do what I do and just throw all the receipts in a pile and deal with it later. That's not very proactive, and it will make you hate yourself when it comes time to actually do your taxes. I recommend that, as soon as you get home from the store or whatever, open up your computer and your spreadsheet and just type it in, or write yourself a text or a note as a reminder to do that. Make it a priority because it'll just make you a little more aware of your expenses, and it's just gonna make your life a lot easier. So you should also track your mileage, and you should explain where you're going when you do it. There should be like a notes section where you say, I went from here to the art store or something like that. The other thing I like to do is keep track of my inventory. And I work with a gallery, and so they keep track of inventory as well, but they always ask me to double check it, and it makes that process easier if I have my own inventory sheet that I can check it against, and then I can say, oh, I didn't see such and such on the inventory sheet. Did that sell? And I just didn't get notified yet. The other thing that keeping track of inventory is good for is it'll allow you to kind of see what things are selling faster than others, kind of give you a little bit of analytics on your work sales so that you can kind of maybe plan accordingly. If you are making a lot of something and it's maybe not selling very much and you could just as well do the other stuff, then maybe you want to switch gears or something like that. Number three is work on only 1 or 2 projects at a time. I find that myself, I have all kinds of ideas and all kinds of things that I want to do, but some of that kind of thinking is procrastination, and it's a lack of commitment, and it's really important to develop commitment to your work and commitment to a single idea, because more often than not, when you start a series, even if it kind of may feel like it drags on, or you may start to lose a little bit of interest in it. If you follow it through, then more often than not, it will lead to something, some kind of discovery about yourself or your work. And that's definitely a value, and I recommend pursuing that. Number 4 is huge, and that is make sure that you're making the most out of this amazing opportunity you've given yourself to be a self-employed artist. If you're new to being a self-employed artist, this is especially true maybe, but even if you're a seasoned self-employed artist, I think you can still find value in this. A lot of times what I'll find is I'll get stuck in a pattern of just always feeling like I need to be working and never ever taking a break because I feel like I can't justify it. And part of that comes from working from home, and it's kind of like, maybe there's like a name for that, but it's like, you know, any job you do where you're working at home, it can be really hard to separate your work life and your home life, and you got to give yourself a break. You know, you can't just operate at 400% all day, every day, and expect to never get exhausted, you know, no matter what you're doing, even if it's your favorite thing ever. I mean, there are video game YouTubers out there who get tired of what they're doing, so like, come on. You got to give yourself a break. Number 5 is keep your expectations low, because more often than not, you'll have ideas that don't really pan out exactly the way you wanted to. They don't, you know, produce a wild success or something like that. That doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. It's part of the growing process. And so just be gentle with yourself and keep expectations low so that you're pleased when things work out, and when things don't work out, you don't take it too personally or get too wrapped up in it. Because some things just aren't gonna work out. Number 6 is make modest goals for 1 year and huge goals for 5 years. So a lot of people will overestimate what they can do in a year, and they'll underestimate what they can do in 5 years. So if you play that game and you kind of underestimate what you think you can accomplish in 1 year and overestimate what you think you can accomplish in 5 years, then you should net out pretty well. And I definitely have a year plan and a 5-year plan, and I keep them posted in my studio here, so I look at them every day and I know what my goals are, and I keep tabs on them, make sure that I'm doing everything I can to achieve those goals, and that works out pretty well, I think. Number 7 is just make time for you to do something new or do something you want to do. And I actually have a block in my schedule that says, do whatever the F you want. And I think it's great because it allows me to just, maybe I feel like sculpting. Maybe I feel like doing a doodle. It's a great way for you to kind of listen to yourself and find out, you know, maybe I'd even recommend keeping a journal of what you do choose to do in that free time, and find out who you want to really be. You know, what kind of life do you really want to live? Because this whole venture that you're taking as an artist, you know, you're taking a step toward living the life you want. And the main goal should be that you're living the life you want, and creating the work that you're passionate about is part of that. Number 8 is put yourself out there. And this is so important. And do whatever you need to do that your audience is listening to. Because it may feel sometimes like you're always self-promoting and like, you know, are they getting tired of me? Are they gonna just unfriend me because I'm always talking about my business? And they won't. You know, it's your work. It's what matters to you. They know you. They know that this is so important to you. Nobody's gonna, you know, let you go because you're over promoting yourself. And you gotta over promote yourself. It may feel like a lot, but it's actually not that much. You know, think of a Facebook feed. You're only like this little tiny bit of a Facebook feed. They can handle it. You can show up in there sometimes. Number 9 is be aware of your procrastination and time-wasting habits. So everybody's got different habits, different things that they might do. For me, I sometimes just get distracted with a different art idea. Like I'll want to do something totally different, you know, and that's kind of procrastination, I guess, in a productive way, because you are still getting work done, but it's not central to your plan, and you got a plan, you got to stick to your plan. Another thing I might do is I might get up and get, you know, snacks or coffee, and I might do this on like kind of a ridiculous basis if I'm not sure what to do next with my work, or I'm feeling stuck somehow, or something like that. And so it's so important to be aware of this so that you're keeping tabs on yourself. And And also understanding what's causing you to get up. You know, like, do you not like the work you're doing? Because that kind of comes back to the taking control of having your best life. You know, like, if what you've done by becoming a self-employed artist is just created another reality where you're feeling like you're just working for someone else, or you feel like you're still doing work that you aren't passionate about, then what are you doing? You're in control. You're the entrepreneur, and you can make your own reality now. So, you know, take control over it. Number 10 is don't Google image search for your reference photos. It's really not fair to the creators of those photos, and it's actually illegal to just do a representational painting based on a reference photo you don't have rights to. There was a lawsuit about the Obama vote poster or something like that, and I don't know if the artist used just a Photoshop filter on an image or actually made the art, you know, from a photo reference of Obama, but he lost and was sued. So I think it's really important to make sure that you either find a free photo that is free for your use as a commercial use picture, or you find some kind of, or you buy the rights to like a Shutterstock image or something like that. But I've got to tell you, DeviantArt and Pexels.com are great references for free photos. I use them a lot, and they've been great. You know, Pexels is just a whole ton of free images for commercial use, and you can give a donation if you like, but otherwise they're just free and you can just go for it. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Every week I do the art review show Thursdays at 4 p.m. And if you'd like to contribute a piece of art that you really like, please go to the Facebook group link below in the description and just post your favorite art right there, and I will review it in the next episode. Thank you so much. Bye!